Hello, Butch. The host is right here. Hello, Mila. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Marie. She saw Dan briefly. Welcome, everybody. Let me see if I missed any other messages here. Good morning, Brittany. All right. Fantastic. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's my birthday today. Marie, happy birthday. Where are you? I don't see you. I don't see you. Oh, there you are. Now I see you. Hello, welcome, and happy birthday. All right, fantastic. Carolyn says, woohoo, happy birthday. Hello, Brian. Hello, Andrea. Hello, John. I see John coming on there. Lisa, Vanessa, Jasmine, George, Tina, Nancy, Rosalind, Johnny Root, Janet. Hello, hello, hello. Tim, hello. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for day 3 of the 5-day listing challenge. How to take listings in today's marketplace without having to cold call, door knock, or beg, unless you want to. So my name is Dan Rochon. I am your facilitator. And I want to say hello. And no, it's not my birthday, Lisa. Thank you for calling me a young man. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Neither of those two are true. Lisa sent me a message, a private message that says, happy birthday, young man. Both are lies. It's Marie's birthday, not Dan's birthday. So let's give her a happy birthday, young lady. All right. If you do not have your video on, I'm going to request that you do so. So please, I invite for you to turn your videos on, because when you turn your videos on, when you participate, you will make more money. You will take more listings. Who here wants to take more listings besides me? Yes, 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 yes. I don't see a hand that's not raised, except for the hands that are raised with the videos that are not on. Those are the only hands I don't see that are not raised right now. Everybody else says they want to take more listings. I agree with you. Hello, Antonio. Welcome. Jasmine has her hand raised. Welcome, Jasmine. All right. All right. So let's jump into it. Hopefully everybody's having the best day of your lives. Want to remind you what we've gone through in this challenge thus far. If you're watching on YouTube Live, go ahead and put a comment in and say hello, say where you're watching from and where we can send the referrals to. Put your website in there as well. So if you're watching on YouTube Live right now, go ahead and do that. And go ahead and give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. What we've gone through so far in the 5-day challenge was day number 1. We did an overview of the challenge. Day number 2, we talked about the general how of the challenge. Day number 3, which is today, is designed to be able to shadow an agent at an appointment. I've got 2 agents who are a part of this conversation right now, neither of which are at an appointment right now. Johnny Root, who is in quarantine right now, is not able to be at his appointment. Kat is here as well. I want to introduce you to Kat, and I want to have a conversation with Kat. This is Kat Bermudez. Welcome, Kat. Everyone give her a hand.
Hello.
Woo! That was like when we edit that video, we're gonna put like graffiti in there and confetti, not graffiti, confetti, and we're gonna put bells and whistles and all that type of stuff when we introduce you, Kat. So hello, welcome. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
All right. So Kat, who are you? Where do you sell real estate? How long have you been a real estate agent for?
So I'm the Maryland real estate agent, for sale by owner real estate agent with Greetings Virginia sales team. And I just cover all Maryland, and I've been an agent for 1 year.
Okay. Welcome. And did we have an appointment set for you for today?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened with that appointment?
The for sale by owner canceled because they changed their mind. They don't want to, sell it, or
they're going to rent it. All right. So where was that appointment set for?
That was for Bowie, Maryland.
All right. Bowie, Maryland.
Single family home.
Single family home. So if you don't know Northern Virginia, or that's not Northern Virginia, if you don't know the DMV, the DC metro area, Bowie, Maryland is in between Annapolis, which I'm sure you've heard of, and Washington, DC, which I know you've heard of. In fact, I know you've heard of both of them. All right. So in between Annapolis and DC is a city or a town called Bowie. And so there's a single family home in Bowie, and you were intended to go meet with them today. And what happened in the interaction? When did you know that that appointment got canceled?
When I send the text, for confirmation
Okay.
of their meeting, and then they said
Okay.
they didn't
All
want
right. All right, no sweat. So what I want to, and we're gonna, we have another appointment set for her tomorrow at noon. So hopefully that's gonna work out, and we'll meet her there. Yet this is still helpful because it gives you the opportunity to sort of observe the process of for sale by owners, because this is a part of the process. Okay. So now, Kat, so you've been licensed for less than a year, correct?
Yep, correct.
How long have you and I been working together for?
8 months.
8 months. Okay.
Months now. Yeah.
8 months. Okay. Do you know about how many listings have you taken for a sale by owner listing specifically?
8.
8. Do you know how many appointments you've been on for sale by owner face-to-faces? About?
Oh my gosh, I would have to say it's between 70 and 80.
Okay, it's 86.
Okay.
So I do know. All right.
Yes, of course.
I was giving you a chance to know. All right. So you've been on 86 appointments, and you have taken eight for sale by owner listings. Does that sound right to you?
That sounds right. Yeah, Dan is better at keeping track of numbers. I'm just not. No, I just show up.
Hey, well, you know what, Kat? Just go take the listings, and I'll cut the numbers. You're fine. We're good. All right. We all have strengths. All right. So those numbers right there are a little bit less than 1 out of 8 appointments is where Kat is right now. Within 8 months period of time, she's been licensed for almost a year. I would say the first 4 months, would you say you had any guidance? What was the first 4 months like?
0.
Yeah.
0 guidance, 0 clue of what I was going to do.
Okay. Fair. All right. So what I want to talk about now, looking for one of my crayons. All right. So what I want to talk about now is Kat. So before we move on, and I'll thank you for your time. Right. But before we do that, what I want to ask you is help us understand the process of if we were at that home in Bowie right now, you'd be sitting in your car, you'd have your heat on because it's cold outside. And you and I would be talking right now, and I'd be asking you, Kat, where are you? You'd say, I'm sitting here. I'm looking at this single family home. I'm getting ready to go in and meet with this person. So let me imagine that we're there right now. And I'm going to ask you, Kat, when you go meet with this person, what will happen next?
So I will knock on the door, step back, and smile. And once they open the door, I introduce myself.
Time out real quick. Thank you, Kat.
Okay.
If anybody was watching me, did you notice that I was in the same time as Kat was telling us what she was doing? I was demonstrating what she was doing. All right. I want you to make sure you got that. Okay. She says, knock on the door. I'm like this. She says, take a step back. I go like this. I go like that. She says, smile. Does that seem like Kat is following a system? A system that could be replicated that I could describe to you or she could describe to you. Would you guys agree that that's what she's describing? So remember on our chart here, right? We're walking our way up the chart, up the stair steps, up the framework of we meet the seller. We knock on the door. That's here. We take a step back. That's here. We smile. That's here. What happens next, Kat?
Oh, I introduce myself and they ask me to come in. And then we take a tour, of the property. And the conversations can be, just basically about anything that was done to the home, to what they're trying to do.
And what is your intention of that meeting today?
My intention is just to connect with them and create a relationship. What I do every time I go.
Okay. What's the key ingredient to the sauce?
Well, ask questions, listen.
With the for sale by owner packet.
The for sale by owner packet. So at the end, I pull out the for sale by owner guide. I'm sorry, I don't have but I do have one actually. Wait, yeah, I do have one here.
All right, go ahead.
Because I always have one prepared. So this is the red folder that I put in my for sale by owner guide packet. I pull it out and I said, listen, I respect that you are for sale by owner and you're trying to do, on your own. However, I wanted to share this for sale by owner guide that would be helpful to you. And I would, if you do consider hiring an agent, I would like the opportunity to apply for the job. And, that's it.
That's it. Notice there that Kat, so far to get the appointment, what she did was she sent a text. Actually, her inside sales agent sent the text on her behalf. In yesterday's training, for those of you that are going for the for sale by owner tactic, I taught you that what she did. Okay, that was a part of the framework that I taught you in the tactics from yesterday. For those of you that are going through a different tactic, I'll tell you what the texts were. First text was, Mr. Seller, Mr. For sale by owner, I see that you're selling 123 Main Street. Are you still selling the property? Dan Roshan, ABC Realty. Text number one. They're going to say yes. They say yes. Fantastic. Would you offer an X percentage compensation? Option one. Option two, would you offer an X percentage finder's fee? Option two. What I didn't say was the word commission. Okay. So that's text number two. So one of those two versions. They're going to say yes. Fantastic. When can I see the home? I'm sorry. That's when can I see the property? You want to say property because there's always properties or with a seller, homes with a buyer. Properties or a house with a seller. So when can I see the property? They're going to say, what is today? Thursday? Wednesday. Wednesday at 12 p.m. Great. I look forward to meeting with you. Okay, so that happens down here. Okay, so that's the setting the appointment. Then the appointment's set, and then there's another series of things that happen, including sending the text to remind them of the appointment, including sending a text of market data of a 1-minute video to say, hey, here's what's going on in the marketplace for you right now. Then Kat goes, knocks on the door, takes a step back, smiles, reaches her hand out. It's 2:00. We had a 2:00 appointment. Thank you for meeting with me, inviting me over. It's really great to meet with you. Walks through the house, creates a relationship. At the end of that conversation, she hands them that wasn't a pitch for my book. That was just my book that I just happen to have handy here. But since we're talking about never mind, just anyways. All right. So hands them the for sale by owner packet. And then it says, Mr. For sale by owner. I understand that right now you have a lot of people who are probably soliciting your business. In fact, it's probably a little bit frustrating to you right now. I get it. I would be frustrated as well. What I'm here to be able to do is to not hammer you over the head like all those other agents are doing. Instead, what I'm here to do is I'm here to be able to help you through this process on your own. And the only thing why would I do that? The reason why I would do that is because the only thing I ask from in return from you is that if you do decide to hire an agent, that you allow for me to apply for the job. Is that fair? Yes, yes. So all the way up this entire process, have you seen any resistance at all? I'm not doing anything right through the entire process except for connecting, creating a relationship, and in acknowledging what they're experiencing. I'm putting a label on their experience. Because when I say to them, when I'm handing them that packet, I say to them, I know that you're probably frustrated right now with all the agents banging you up on the phone. I'm doing two things. I'm acknowledging the pain that they're experiencing, because they are, and I'm separating myself from those other agents. Then when I move on with it and I say, what I'm going to do is help you, and I'm not going to solicit your business the same way as I'm every other. So what I'm doing is every other agent that's banging the phone saying, hey, hire me, hire me, hire me. This is why you should hire me. You should hire me because for sale by owners make more money when they hire an agent. You should hire me because it's a pain in the butt. You've got all these, you've got all these documents and all this stuff that you need to do. And I want to make sure that I protect you. You should hire me because of all the thousands of for sale by owners that I've helped in the past. That's what the other agents are going to be doing. Right. So you're already setting those other agents up for them not to get hired. And for you, if they do hire somebody, for you to get hired. Okay. So again, we're following a process. Kat, hand them the packet. You leave. What happens next? What happens tomorrow?
I follow up with a phone call.
Follow up with a phone call. Okay. And when does that phone call?
It's the next day, and just to ask them, if they were able to review the for sale by owner guide.
Okay.
And just really ask questions and offer, see if I can help them in any way.
Fantastic. Kat, what is in that for sale by owner guide? Can you pull that packet up again? Can you show us what's in there?
So it's a total of 33 pages, including the cover. So the first one is like an introduction, and that's, has my picture, and it covers everything that takes place in the transaction or things that you can consider to do while you're, preparing your property for sale.
Okay.
So it covers everything really, and it's a lot.
Okay. All right. And so that's a thing of value. You're handing it to them for free. You're calling to follow up with them. What else are you doing throughout the process over the next few days?
I keep consistent follow-up with them every week, 2 times a week at least.
Okay.
So depending on the for sale by owner, some of them I call them like every other day. And yeah, just keep consistent, and just that's all really.
Okay. When you're following up with them, twice a week, what are you communicating to them? What are you texting them?
I'm asking them, how's everything going?
Okay. And then are you giving them information like, here's how to sell your house? Here's how to hold an open house. Here's how to post the listing onto Facebook. Here's how to place your signage. Here's the important documents that you may need. Here's a resource for a 3D photographer. Here's a resource for photography. Here's the 10 mistakes that other sellers make. Are you including that type of communication with them?
Yeah, sending them text with like resources, things that might be helpful, just like in any sale. And most of the time they really are appreciative. Sometimes they don't, respond, but most of the time they really are happy that I send them those, resources.
Love it. So what I want to get back to, Kat, is the fact that, does it frustrate you, or do you know it's just a part of the process of 1 out of 8 that one of them's gonna not meet with you? right? Like, is that just part of the job of understanding that if I meet with 8 people this week and I meet with 8 people next week and I meet with 8 people the next week, et cetera, that some are going to cancel, some are going to no show, some are going to just not hire me, and then one will hire me. So when you look at the one that doesn't show up from now, how do you, is that just a part of the process, or do you get frustrated from that? What are your thoughts on that?
I know it's part of the process, but yeah, it does frustrate me because I want to have more appointments because I know that increases my chances.
Got it. Okay. So it's just a part of the process.
Yeah.
So what I want everybody to recognize is I want you to recognize that this is just following a process. And it's just positioning yourself so that when you follow a process, you get the result that you're looking for, which is more listings. Okay. But when you follow that process with just a few steps, I was talking to an agent just a few days ago, and she was sharing with me her frustration with the fact that she's telling me it doesn't work. Right. But what we found out was she wasn't following the process. Now, you may expect from me as a coach to then look at her and say, okay, well, you're not following the process, so you have to follow the process. But that's not what I did. What I recognized was, if you're not following the process, assuming that you understand the process, all right, so there could be a little bit of development, a little bit of learning opportunity there, right? But let's just assume that she understands the process, which she does, and then she's not following it. What is it that you believe would cause her to not follow that process? Well, what I know is that she's not going to follow that process because she doesn't want to. She's not comfortable with the process. So instead of like forcing it, then the question that I'm going to ask is, then what should we do instead of that you would be comfortable with, that you would resonate with? Okay. That ain't it. Because if it was it, you would be doing it. There's no judgment in that, by the way. Okay. There's no judgment in that at all. Okay. Like, it's just sitting there understanding that if you're not following the process and assuming you understand the process, the only thing that's left is it's the wrong process. You guys follow me on that? We good with that? Yes. The for sale by owner packet that a lot of you have asked me questions about what's in that. In your tactics, you'll have access to be able to get that in your tactics on day 3. So when that's shared with you, you'll have access to that. Some of you who are setting up your Facebook ads right now, you'll have access to one of my staff members who can help you to set up your Facebook ads and guide you through that if you're interested. Okay. And there is a compensation for her to help you with that. It's very affordable. Okay. Extraordinarily affordable. So if you're interested in that, then you'll have an opportunity to do so when you access your portals. Why do most agents struggle with finding sellers? Most agents struggle finding sellers because they're not comfortable with the processes that they're being taught. So my entire mission this week for you is to help you to identify your way, to understand that your way is what you're comfortable doing, what you're passionate about doing. Once upon a time, I owned a brokerage, a rather large brokerage, and I was in this room of other operating partners, and we're standing in this room. We're not standing. We're sitting in this room, and there's a bunch of team leaders in that room as well. Which so the team leader was basically the person that runs the brokerage, and the other operating partners are basically the person that owns the brokerage. And I'm sitting in this room, and one of the team leaders says to one of the other operating partners, she says, I don't want to cold call. And I sort of smart butt, said, then don't. And I got this glaring thing from the other owner of, you have no right to do that, right? And now I had to explain myself. I said, well, here's the thing. You don't have to cold call. You don't have to, if you're an agent, so take that example out. You don't have to go to for sale by owners. You don't have to hold open houses. You don't have to advertise on the internet. You don't have to network. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to call expired listings. But you got to do one of them. You got to do something. Okay? So you have all these choices of what you don't have to do. But you got to do something. So what my intention for you on this week is, just like that team leader, we got right, me and the other owner were friends, right? So he was okay with me, right? But what it is like, you don't want to cold call, don't. But you got to find a different way to do it. Because until you find your way to make sales, you'll never be in a position where you're truly going to be comfortable taking listings. Does that make sense, everybody? Give a thumbs up if you guys are aligned with me. Yes, yes, yes. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and click a thumbs up on the not Facebook, YouTube. We're on YouTube this time. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up if that makes sense to you. Okay. Now, through this class, what we're looking for is we're looking to identify one of three ways for short-term business. What we're not talking about during this class is one way for long-term business. So why would you want to have short-term and long-term business? And what's the difference between the two? Well, first of all, if you're not taking listings right now, the most immediate need that we have is, how do we take listings, and how do we do that within the next 30 days? Can that be done? I give you a 100% it can be done if you know what strategy works for you, if you know what tactic works for you, and then you follow the process like Kat is displaying. See, I know it works, right? Just like it's working for Kat, just like it's working for me. If you airdrop me into any, let's not use me as an example. If you airdrop Kat into any environment, Kat, if I airdropped you into Idaho and you had the same sort of system that you're doing right now, would you feel comfortable you take a listing within 30 days or so? Following the same process?
I would feel comfortable in any part of the world.
You're not going to India. You're not going to India. She's lobbying me to go move to with her friend in India. Anyways, that's another conversation. So you can follow that process. Someone's knocking on my door here. Come in. We'll welcome whoever's coming into my door. Hey, how you doing? I'm come on in, Shefa. This is Shefa. This is YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Shefa.
He can't hear you. They're saying hello to you.
Hi, nice to see you all.
I'll have to talk to you in about 20 minutes or so. That looks fantastic, but I'll have to look at it here shortly. But I like it. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Get out of here. All right. Bye, Shefa. Love you. All right. Sorry for that, guys. All right. So where were we? Wherever you are, when you're following a process, you'll be in a position to be able to make results, as long as it's a process that you're comfortable doing, and as long as it's a process that you then do the steps. Does that make sense? Everyone give us a thumbs up. Yes, 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 yes. But what you want to do is, once we've identified one process, we want to put a second process and a third process. It doesn't have to be the same three. You have 17 options. There's 17 CPI options that I give you, okay? So you want up to 3 short-term strategies and 1 long-term strategy. The long-term strategy, the reason why you need the long-term strategy is because it takes you 18 months to get business from that, okay? You need business today. You need listings today. 18 months from now, why do you want the long-term strategy? Because the long-term strategy puts a moat around your business. The long-term strategy protects you against big data, artificial intelligence, technology, and commoditization. Those are the four things that impact everybody's business, not in real estate sales. Burger King down the road. Everybody's business is affected by those four things today. I'll say them again if you're taking notes. Artificial intelligence, big data, technology, and commoditization. The marketplace has been accelerated through the pandemic, where we would have been about 5 years from now, we're already there. The thing about these, when you're looking at, if anybody wants to Google Moore's Law, you can take a look at that later. I talk about Moore's Law and real estate evolution, where you're looking at the acceleration of technology. That basically, technology will accelerate. It will double in capacity every segment of a short period of time until it becomes that it's almost exponential. Then when it becomes almost exponential, there's a new technology that will replace it. Okay, so what that means is that things happen faster. What that means is that when they came out with the iPhone 10 years ago, it didn't look like this. Not even close. And version 13 and version 12 are incremental, like exponential, not incremental, exponential degrees of acceleration. That's where we are in the marketplace today. That's why you want the long term, to protect your business against those four things. By the way, commoditization, if you don't know the definition of that, is in the absence of a perceived value, the consumer will go to the lowest price. So if you want to buy this magic marker and you think, so I got an Expo here and I got an Amazon here. And if you think that there's the same quality, $1.50, which one are you going to buy? You're going to buy but if you think the value is equal. Now, if you have a relationship with Mr. Expo, you may pay more. That's the relationship. That's the framework that we put into place in our long term that will protect against commoditization. Does that make sense to you guys? You guys all good with this? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, fantastic. When I got started in business in 2009, one of the first things that I did, once I figured out and I took a niche, my niche was short sales. Well, after I got short sales, what happened was I had gotten onto a plane. I went to Dallas, Texas. I live in Northern Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C. And the reason why I went to Dallas, Texas was because that's where the asset managers were. And I went, and the asset managers are the people that were in charge of bank-owned properties, also known as REOs. And I went and I cold door knocked on literally cold door knock, whatever I could to get a meeting with somebody. And I met with this asset manager in Dallas, Texas, unsolicited, cold. And he said to me, he said, Dan, I said to him, how can I get your business? He says, well, he just offhandedly says, if you were licensed in Florida, Nevada, California, or Arizona, I'd give you business all day long. Those of you that remember the market crash, those are the 4 states that took the biggest hit. And I said to him, I said, Neil, are you serious? He says, yeah, I'm serious. Okay. The next week, I'm in Arizona, in Gilbert, Arizona, the Gilbert Arizona Real Estate School, I think is what it's called. At the time, I don't know if it's still the way this time is. You had to, Arizona would not give you reciprocity. So to get your Arizona license, you had to be there, and there was nothing online. You had to physically be there. 30 days later, living in a hotel for 30 days, I go back to Dallas with my Arizona license, and I say, hey, Neil, I got my license. Now, how can he not give me business at that point? Well, it'd be hard for him to not give me business. So I got business then. I set up an expansions team. This was all way before expansions teams were even known about. where I lived in Virginia. I had agents in Arizona that serviced the business, and we had a team in Washington State that did the administrative stuff. Fast forward a little while past that. I'm at this point thinking like, hey, business is going pretty good. Fantastic. I get a phone call. I'm in Pennsylvania at a resort called Nemacolin. The owners, have you ever heard of 84 Lumber? The owners of 84 Lumber are the owners of this resort in Pennsylvania called Nemacolin, and it is like Mac Daddy, beyond Mac Daddy. And I'm standing in the bathroom, and it's got this white marble and just an amazing, right? And I'm like, hey, this is great. I get this phone call. It's Neil. I say, hey, what's up, Neil? And Neil says to me, I can hear him on the other side, I got fired. And I sat there, and my heart just sank. But here's what you may observe about me. You may not know about this, or you may or may not. My mind operates like this instantaneously. So I had the empathy for Neil, and an instant later, I had the recognition of what that meant to me. So I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I just lost the bulk of my business like that. So what I learned from that experience was I learned that I would have to structure my business to have more than one main piece of business. Because just like what I told you guys yesterday in yesterday's live, if you were here yesterday, when I talked to you about how we use Craigslist to be able to generate tons of buyer leads. Well, one morning I wake up, I go post the ad, and something's wonky. Craigslist changed the rules. So just because it works today doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow, which is why we want to develop a business with 3 legs, but not many more than that until you're ready for that. Today, my business has 9 legs of short-term, 3 legs of long-term. Okay, that's a well-developed business, though. Okay, if you're at that place ready to get there, fantastic. I can help you with that, right? But you're probably not at that level. You're probably at the level where it's like, okay, how do I build the 3 legs? And the way that you do that is 1 leg at a time. Now, because I have a little bit of extra time, I want to just talk to you about sort of future pacing your business. So we're talking about the frameworks of business during this class, but I also want to talk to you about sort of future pacing your business so that you can understand wherever you are, what might be next. So in a business, the foundation of a business is going to be lead generation. That's going to be the foundation of anybody's business. You go back to Amazon and Expo, Amazon, the foundation of these people's business is, how do I find customers? That's the foundation of anybody's business. In anybody's business, there's 2 ways to do that. And there's multiple ways, but they'll be placed into 2 buckets. The 2 buckets that you're going to put into there, one is going to be prospecting, the other is going to be marketing. So if you took this and you said lead generation, and you broke that into prospecting and marketing, those are the 2 different ways that you can lead generate. Both of these cost you something. Marketing costs you money. Prospecting costs you time. Those are the 2 things that you would have to do, one or the other. And yes, Marie, both cost you time, but the marketing is really led with money. You may have to take a little bit of time to get it set up, but once you get that radio advertisement set up, boom, it's going. Okay, so that's what I mean by marketing. You may have a little bit of time setting the postcard campaign up, but once it's up and running, boom, it's going. It's cost you money. So then you're sitting there saying, marketing costs you money, prospecting costs you time. If you have a lot of money you can market. By the way, which is Zillow of these two buckets? Which of these two buckets is Zillow? Just out of curiosity.
Marketing.
That's right. So now think about this. I don't comment on whether agents should do that or not do that, but I will say this. If you have time, you should be over prospecting. Okay. If you have money, you should add on top of prospecting marketing, but you never give up prospecting. The reason why you want to add marketing to the equation is because which of these two assets, time or money, which of these two assets is not expandable? Time. You can't make more time. Time is a finite resource. So that's why you want to add marketing on top of that. But if you don't have a ton of money, you shouldn't be considering, or I would recommend you not consider to market, which goes back to understanding what you have to ask the question. Putting a billboard up. What is that? That is marketing. Investing $3,000 a month into a lead generator site, such as Zillow or whatever else you want to say, that is marketing. Now you make the choice, but make sure you understand what choice you're making. That's what I'm here to help you to do. I'm not here to tell you what choice to make. I'm here to help open your eyes. All right. So on top of lead generation, just now that we're going to, that says org build, right? So building an organization. So we're building a business here. So building an organization in real estate sales would be, how do I get the virtual assistants to support me? How do I get the help to support me to do everything that's not CPI time? CPI time, by the way, we'll type this in here hopefully, is to lead generate, lead convert, attend a lead convert for the intention to get an appointment, attend the appointment with the intention to get hired, negotiate, script, and role play. That's your job description, by the way. Let's just put it in there. Copy, paste that. Make sure you get that from the chat there. Let's just put in there for CPI time. That's your job description. You get nothing else out of this course, at least get your job description. So organization building is there. And then on top of that goes leadership. My definition of leadership is to teach another person how to think so that they get what they want. So to teach another person how to think so they get what they want. Do you have to be a leader when you're talking to your buyers and sellers? Yes. Do you have to be a leader when you're helping those that are in your business? Buyers agents, staff, virtual assistants? Yes. And when you understand what leadership is, then you can at least have the foundation of, now that I know what a leader, what it is to lead, now I have to answer the question, what is it that they want? Because you remember the full definition of leadership is to help somebody get what they want. You got to first know what they want. All right, I'm going to read through a couple of these messages. I did not know Craigslist is still a thing in this decade. That was last decade, Marie. That was 2009. So it is not still a thing in this decade. Ha ha ha, I got you. All right, I never got your emails. Thank you for putting that in there. I'll make sure you get the emails. Leslie, can you make sure you pick that up, please? What made you choose Texas? Because that's where the asset managers were. I fish where the fish are. Treat it like self-discovery to find out what type of leads bring out your strengths and do it consistently. Thank you, Kat, for your suggestion. Long-term strategies to build a relationship with clients. Thank you, Marie. Scan it through here. I love it when you say no, because that gets me closer to the one that will say yes. John, that is freaking fantastic. Because if we know that 7 for sale by owners are going to say no to us, or 6, depending on what your numbers are, mine were 1 out of 7, Kat's are 1 out of 8. So for Kat, if she knows that 7 are going to say no, then 1's going to say yes. So you're just getting closer to that. All right. If I did not answer your question, feel free to email me. If you're intending to be able to get in touch with me, my email address, Les will type it in there as well, is dan@greetingsvirginia.com. If you want to set up a one-on-one conversation with me, I'd love to be able to do that. I do recommend that you get the book, Real Estate Evolution. This is the framework of everything that we're describing in this class and everything, single thing else. And I also invite you to tune in to the Consistent Predictable Income for Real Estate Agents podcast. And I do a daily show on that. I interview some of the most talented people across the world in real estate sales and in business. And I would suggest that you tune in and invite for you to do so. I would love for you to listen. Thank you, everybody. Have the best day of your lives. Look out for an email from me with the daily mission. Do the homework, and I will see you on time tomorrow. God bless you. Take care.
Thank you.